Finally, Donutlab has spoken out to confirm the four most controversial claims surrounding its solid-state battery. And indeed, the numbers are anything but modest ultra-fast charging in just 5 minutes, an exceptionally high energy density of 400 Wh per kilogram, an almost unimaginable lifespan of 100,000 charge cycles, and absolute safety capable of operating reliably from minus 30 degrees C to over 100 degrees Celsius without any risk of fire or explosion. According to the official announcement, at 2:00 p.m. on February 23, 2026, Donutlab will release the first installment of a video series titled I Do Not Believe, kicking off a direct confrontation campaign aimed at skeptics who have labeled its technology a scam. The company has even launched a boldly named website, idonotbelieve.com, where it plans to publish a series of evidence-based videos carrying the message, "We know you don't believe us, so take a look at this data." After debut at CES 2026 in January, Donutlab faced significant skepticism from industry experts who argued that the specifications sounded too good to be true. In response, the company sent its batteries to an independent third party, the VTT Technical Research Center of Finland, VTT, for testing. Donutlab has publicly stated that it is not relying on internal data for promotion, but instead on clean third-party results to verify its claims, dispel doubts about the technology's real-world viability, and firmly assert that none of the information it presented was generated by AI. However, based on the information we've obtained, Episode 1 will focus primarily on Ultra's charging capability, a full charge in 5 minutes, and fire safety, two of the most controversial points raised at CES 2026. As for the remaining claims, we will likely need to wait a bit longer to see the actual test results. Although the company has not disclosed much about production costs or pricing, we will take a closer look at those aspects later in this episode, drawing on available evidence regarding the battery's chemical composition, raw materials, and manufacturing technology. While our estimates may not be 100% precise, they should provide a clearer understanding of the battery's potential cost structure. So what exactly is Donutlab trying to prove about its solid-state battery? Immediately after the announcement, it became clear that the tech community had split into two distinct camps: the supporters, those who believe this could mark a turning point, much like when Tesla introduced its first electric car in 2008. If successful, the battery is expected to move quickly into real-world applications with plans to integrate it into the Verge TS Pro electric motorcycle, which is scheduled for delivery by the end of 2026. The skeptics, on the other hand, include experts from major competitors, such as the CEO of SVT Energy, who argue that figures like 100,000 charge cycles are physically unrealistic given today's technological limits. They suspect the results may have been achieved only under extremely narrow laboratory conditions, making immediate large-scale manufacturing highly unlikely. That said, if the data from VTT confirms Donutlab's claims, this could represent the true tipping point for the electric vehicle industry, because a full charge in just 5 minutes, roughly the same time it takes to fill a gas tank, would effectively eliminate the biggest barrier preventing consumers from adopting electric vehicles. An energy density of 400 Wh per kilogram could increase driving range by approximately 70% compared to today's best batteries. Unlike companies such as Toyota or Samsung, which have projected solid-state batteries arriving after 2027, Donutlab claims it is ready for mass production now. The company says the batteries will be installed in the Verge TS Pro electric motorcycle capable of traveling nearly 600 kilometers per charge, with delivery scheduled for 2026. According to Donutlab, the battery can withstand up to 100,000 charge cycles with virtually no capacity degradation, dozens of times greater than what today's lithium-ion batteries struggle to achieve. In addition, the battery is said to offer near absolute safety. It contains no flammable liquid electrolytes and can operate reliably from -30 degrees C to over 100 degrees Celsius without the risk of fire or explosion. The company also claims to use abundant, widely available materials, potentially making the battery even less expensive than current alternatives. Yes, if all of this proves true, it would sound almost too good to be real. If you follow the battery industry for more than 5 minutes, you know that solid-state technology is considered the holy grail, the breakthrough that always seems to be 3 to 5 years away, especially if you've been tracking Toyota's long-running development efforts. At this point, it's not just us or you. Virtually everyone, including many professional battery engineers and major battery manufacturers, has suggested that a battery like this may not even exist. However, before we receive more detailed results from VTT, we need to clarify one key issue. The so-called triple threat in battery manufacturing has never been fully achieved throughout the industry's long history. This refers to the combination of 3 leading performance factors. First, an energy density of 400 Wh per kilogram, nearly double that of Tesla's current 2,170 cells on its own. That figure is plausible and theoretically achievable, and most people might be willing to accept it. But when you combine that with a 0 to 100% charging time of just 5 minutes, equivalent to a 12C charge rate, you're talking about what would be the highest energy density battery ever available at such an extreme charging speed. Donutlab claims the technology is already available to OEMs, though deliveries reportedly won't begin until the end of the year. Still, charging from 0 to 100% in 5 minutes is something we have never seen before. We've seen 10 to 80% in 5 minutes, but going from 0 to 100% is an entirely different story. And then there's the 100,000 cycle lifespan, arguably the single most important claim Donutlab must convince people of. In practical material science, a battery capable of reaching 100,000 charge cycles would be unprecedented. So, when the company promises a future video that will prove this claim, it understandably sounds almost unbelievable. If such proof were possible, some would argue it's more likely to be a well,